I understand why we need Argonian and Dunmer cannons. But what do we need a Nord for? Drunken tiebreaker?
Let me guess. You're here for the party, right? It's through the door at the end of the tunnel. Only the best party in Black Marsh. Quite possibly the only party in Black Marsh. Let's see. Currently, I believe it's the 400th anniversary of Lord Sanguine's dog learning to play undead. Or was that last week? Well, no matter. Any excuse for a party. Am I right? Good one. Wait, you're serious? The Daedric Prince, Lord Sanguine, patron of debauchery and indulgence? This is his temple. As you might imagine, no one throws a better party.
I am very drunk, and standing is surprisingly difficult.
Welcome to Sanguine's domain. Put down your weapons, grab a drink, and join the celebration. Actually, hang on to your weapons. The Daedric can get a little feisty.
You smell different. Welcome to Lord Sanguine's celebration, mortal. My lord requires you to perform a simple task. But have no fear. It will benefit us both. I see that Old Mary's spies have infiltrated the celebration. Sanguine welcomes all, but all must partake of his drink. If these spies wish to remain, they must drink from Sanguine's goblet. Then they will be bound to the party. I need something done, and I want you to do it. Besides, these spies threaten your pact. Find the Old Mary spies, make them drink from Sanguine's goblet, and I will reward you.
Enjoying the party, fellow Ebonheart Pact citizen? Oh, no thank you. I'd rather not drink anything in a Daedric temple.
Enjoying the party, fellow Ebonheart Pact citizen? No, thank you. I'd rather...
Who wants to see how hard I can punch?
What do you want? You're welcome to try, Ebonheart Dog. Stop. I give up. Give me the bottle, I'll drink it.
Who's got the drink for me? You?
I'll take one if you buy it.
Thank the Divines. 4 years. I've been at this party for 4 years. The Argonian body wasn't meant to take this kind of abuse, but every time I try to leave, someone shoves a bottle at me, and here I stay. An entertainment troupe from Morrowind made the party something special. Even the Dremora forgot to be angry all the time. They made the perfect distraction, but before I could take advantage, the troupe died. If we could get them back... I borrowed this wine from Sanguine's private stock. It controls the dead. Pour it on the remains of the entertainers, then command their ghosts to go back to work. If they resume their old jobs, I can finally get out of here.
Speak very slowly.
I'm still dead, aren't I? I hoped it was just a bad dream. I sense I still have one more role to play, though. Not what I imagined, but if you insist.
I knew this lousy job wasn't over. Must I sling more libations for my captors? I couldn't agree more.
So many characters. The ballroom? Music?
My agents tell me that 3 new souls have joined the celebration. Excellent. My Lord Sanguine will be pleased. You have the stench of Molag Bal upon you, but you did as I asked. Thank you, mortal.
Why did you drag me back here? When I escape, I plan to haunt you and No one moves. They should be dancing. The ballroom? I think I can be of use there.
Music has its place, though I prefer the spoken word. Brilliant! That's the role I was born to play!
Do we have a problem?
What's going on? Am I dead? I am, aren't I? Does that mean I'm your necromantic servant? Drama? Really?
Set it ablaze!
What's with all the dialogue? I knew you had good taste.
I just want to go home, get some rest, read a book. I can finally go home. I'm going to crawl into my hut and sleep until the start of the next age. I'll never forget what you did for me, provided I remember any of this when I wake up.
Welcome to Sanguine's Sanguine's party. Leave the divines at the door and come have a good time.
Oh. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. No more drinking. My head's splitting. My mouth feels like a cagoody nested in it, and I'm in serious trouble. I don't suppose you'd care to help out a down-on-her-luck chef, would you? Go back in time and cut out my tongue. No, then I wouldn't be able to taste my wonderful cooking. Last night I made a terrible bet with a hunter friend of mine, Vinaza. I told him cooking was art and hunting was peasants' work. He took offense. I boasted I'd hunt Shadowfen, collecting ingredients from exotic animals. An aelit's heart, a kaguti's ribs, eggs of a giant wasp, and delicious mud crab claw meat. I'd meet him in Hismir and prepare a feast to prove it. But I can't hunt. That's one of the problems. I know you can find these beasts all over Shadowfen, but I don't know where. And I'd get killed if I went roaming around the swamps. You'll have to ask Vinaza, but don't let him know I sent you. Just appeal to his vanity. The old lizard's pride got me into this. I don't see why it shouldn't get me out too. He's probably just outside the city hunting. That's what he does all the time. Thinks he's the greatest gamesman in Shadowfen. Don't ask. What I have to do if I lose, oh, it doesn't bear thinking upon. Just know that if I lose this bet, I'll have to stay drunk for the rest of my life to live down the shame.
Excuse my silence. I've as much on my mind as a hatchling looking for supper.
You're a new face in Stormhold. As Vice Canon tasked with today's duties of audience, it is my solemn duty to warn you of the killer loose in our fine city. Be on your way, travel in pairs, etc. Did he mention the finder's fee he receives for sending you into the swamp? Of course not. Since he didn't, I'll provide you with his fee directly. Hand it to him the next time you see him, or use it for a pair of watertight boots. Three murders, and Stormhold's about to boil over like my father's fish kettle. The Dark Elves blame the Argonians they owned before the Pact outlawed slavery. I miss the days of kicking arse. Now I'm expected to kiss them. That's not a question I've heard from a stranger. Fancy yourself a bloodhound, do you? I'd never doubt Stormhold's guards in a siege, but we've seen no progress with these murders. We'll gladly pay a bounty if you find the killer. Here's a list of the victims' families. Find out what they know about their murdered kin. I'm almost glad the guard never got around to it. As my son says, mammoths can't dance. You'll likely find Dendris Indolor at home. Gethys Omabar works at the smithy. As for Tyrell Alor, try the Mages Guild. Hold your nose when talking to that one. A while back, Argonians and Stormhold were slaves to the local Dark Elves. The two other Vice Cannons work to mend the bad blood, but it's slow to get anything done when nobody trusts the Guard. Recently, some Argonians went missing. We heard a nasty rumor about Dark Elf slavers in the city. False, of course. Then the bodies showed up. All Dark Elves. The new rumor says Shadow Scales are targeting Dunmer. Nearly started a riot. They're a pain in the fundament. An armed group of Argonians lurking in the swamps, killing enemies of their people. If you want to twist the Dark Elf's ears anymore, you may as well burn an effigy of Almalexia.
I've lived in Stormhold my whole life. Don't understand why all the newcomers make such a big deal out of having to live with Argonians.
On your way, stranger. I have no patience for small talk. About time the Vice Cannons do their jobs. Aralin's body lies captive in the mortuary. I can't even see him, let alone bury him. Why all these ridiculous delays? Dumak, take this accursed town! Shadow Scales, who else? He spoke out against the Argonians, and rightly so. He was targeted for having the courage to say what we all think about them. I'm no bigot, but if you ask me, the world would be a better place without those scaly fetchers.
I've paid my debt to society. Unfortunately, I haven't paid my tab to 6 coins.
What could the Dominion want
Orcs
with a dead
commandeered
Hist?
Moloch Small,
I
but they
didn't
were
know
dealt
the
with,
Hist could die.
thankfully.
What does
Orcs
a dead
make me
Hist
nervous.
look like? Any word on your friend?
Nothing. They've kept the morgue locked.
Pardon my tears. I recently lost my wife and... I'm sorry. Can I help you? Ironi and I always believed in the Pact. We came here to build a better life with Argonians and Nords alike. Some of my people blame the Shadow Scales. But what would they gain from her death? We treat everyone the same. It makes no sense. Thank the gods! She's in the mortuary, which they keep locked. But Ironi made those locks, so I have the master key. Here, take it, please. Find out who did this. Don't allow her to become a symbol against the Pact.
Look at them. Well, you're a blue reed and yellow peat. From out of town, yes? Yes. You're in luck, Blue Reed. Gold runs dry on long journeys. But I've got just the thing to moisten your purse. Mercenaries roil Stormhold's waters for no good reason. They move amongst my people, swaggering and taking what they will. Strange they never bother the Dark Elves, yes? None here lift a claw to stop them. But you aren't from here, and I have gold. Encourage them to leave, Blue Reed. How you do it is your concern. Then I fill your purse, yes. Perhaps you should pretend to consider a purchase. Or perhaps you should consider a purchase, hmm? Such prices, unheard of in all of Stormhold. The mercenaries only make things worse with the Dark Elves. Better if Stormhold is one happy family. And if you plan to start a family, might I suggest a vial of powdered Kaguti horn for heightened potency? No? Your loss.
Have we met? No. Then walk the other way. I don't bully innocent folk. Not for the pittance I'm paid. But you're right. This isn't what I signed up for.
I do what I'm paid to do. We've got to earn a living. Whoa, whoa. They just pay me to look tough. Think I'd be dumb enough to tangle with you. Besides, this place was getting on my nerves. I'll never scrub the smell out of my armor.
Nothing. They've kept the morgue locked tight.
The swamps have never been so dark, I say.
What do you want? Finally looking into my brother's death, eh? I get it. I'm sure you and your vice cannon pals had better things to do than your jobs. Naldin wasn't the brightest star in the sky, but he didn't deserve this. Most of Stormhold, Naldin ran up a lot of debts. He also picked a lot of fights with the lizard skins. If the Shadow Scales didn't get him, it's because someone else moved faster.
The Shadow Scales aren't taking any more contracts.
Find someone else to bother.
Think no contracts means no ears
How
in
you
town.
going to do that from the bottom of the swamp?
Ah, first customer.
Ah, you're the one. Seems we need to have a chat about Doubts the Moon. Said he stirred up trouble with some mercs and had to leave town. Asked Dustscale to take over his shop permanently. Mentioned you too. Said he'd pay you extra for your silence. Said you were smart enough to take a hint. Said he stirred... Doubts the Moon won't be back. Knows if he shows his face in Stormhold, he'll get it smacked. Price of starting false rumors, right?